Tajiks and Uzbeks are telling me where I can stand, where I can't stand, where I should drive. Look at what those bastards did with the trucks. Blocked my entire exit. I can't get out.
Hi guys, I'm Seth. Welcome back to Warthog Defense. Russian troops are being ground down physically and mentally as Ukraine drone warfare takes a brutal toll. In a shocking frontline confession, a platoon commander reveals he's forced to walk nearly 30 kilometers on foot just to avoid being spotted and destroyed. His unit nearly wiped out. Only 3 men left standing out of 40. This is the grim new phase of modern war, and it's only getting worse. A Russian platoon commander recounts on video how he is walking 28 kilometers between frontline and rear positions due to Ukrainian drones suppressing vehicle movements. He says his unit has lost 37 out of 40 men in only 2 weeks of assault operations. In the video, a Russian soldier can be seen walking across what appears to be open ground, likely in eastern or southern Ukraine. It's clearly very hot. Today it's unbearable. Temperatures in the region are currently up to 34 degrees, 94 F. He says, I went to the rear again. Yes, I'm a platoon commander. I'm going because I don't have any fighters. We have 2 guys at the very front pulling out 200 dead bodies. Now I have to go to the rear and the command post. The man says that he has to walk 28 kilometers to get to the rear, highlighting how Ukrainian drones are successfully suppressing Russian vehicle movements for a long way behind the front line. He went to the front line to deliver essential supplies, but was walking back on his own because he was only one of 3 men out of 40 who were left in his unit after a series of disastrous assaults against Ukrainian positions. On the 1st of May, they stormed and carried out an assault. And on the 2nd, I was hit and wounded by shrapnel. A kamikaze drone attacked me. A fragment hit my left forearm. It's nothing, it's normal. I didn't even try to delay. I continued to work. Well, probably by the 15th, we had run out of fighters. Out of 40 people, there were 8 of us. Then 3 of us remained. Of course, they sent us reinforcements, now they are ahead, they reach us, we collect more people, something like that. Let's go! It seems that the Russian people are united and equal, only in words, while in reality society is divided into real Russians and everyone else. But when it comes to being sent to the front lines, it's mostly people from other nationalities who make up a large portion of the Russian army, such as Tajiks, Yakuts, Abkhazians, Ingush, Kazakhs and others.
We just pulled into the parking lot here. Now I'll check which kilometer this is, Tim, in the Moscow region. This is where what we need to...
For sure. Send some kind of squad and restore order. Tajiks and Uzbeks are telling me where I can stand, where I can't stand, where I should drive. Look at what those bastards did with the trucks. Blocked my entire exit. I can't get out.
They see, damn it, that it's a military vehicle, you know? They were moving around here, damn it, came up to this like, you're not allowed to move here. Are you freaking kidding me, damn it?
This is Russian land, damn it. There are military vehicles. And I, a military person, can't transfer or cross here, damn it!
It seems that the Russian people are united and equal, only in words, while in reality society is divided into real Russians and everyone else. But when it comes to being sent to the front lines, it's mostly people from other nationalities who make up a large portion of the Russian army, such as Tajiks, Yakuts, Abkhazians, Ingush, Kazakhs and others. 42-year-old Vitalisimov suffered from a rare and usually fatal condition, gastric arteriovenous malformation, for which he had a complex operation in 2019. Despite still being chronically unwell, in 2022 he was abruptly mobilized into the Russian army. His daughter Anastasia said that despite the family's protests, the recruitment officers told him, "We don't care about your diagnosis. According to our papers, you are suitable." He fell a few days later and broke both his legs. Despite this, he was declared fit. Anisimov was taken away in a wheelchair to serve on the front line in a fetching and serving capacity. However, it soon turned out that the treatment he had been given for his broken legs had been botched, risking their amputation. He was hospitalized in January 2023. Despite an appeal from the family, the military prosecutor's office refused to intervene and said there had been no violations. Anisimov was again rated fit after treatment and was returned to the front line on crutches, where he was given the predictable call sign "crutch." He was given his first 2-week leave in July 2023, by when the symptoms of lung cancer were beginning to appear. The family paid for treatment at their own expense. The state did not provide any help and tried unsuccessfully to persuade him not to go back to the army. In October 2024, Anisimov was urgently hospitalized in intensive care with gastric bleeding. He had to pay 100,000 ruble, $1,280, bribe to his commanders to be allowed to go to hospital. Even so, when his cancer was diagnosed, he was threatened with being declared a deserter. This time, however, a military medical commission finally rated him unfit to fight and discharged him. With stage 4 lung cancer diagnosed, he died a few months later. His daughter Anastasia is angry at the torment inflicted on her father. He could no longer live without painkillers. He could not sleep. He simply did not sleep for more than an hour at all. Once, he even tried to commit suicide from pain and despair. During these 2 years at war, he was broken not only physically but also mentally. Stress, fear, horror. Of course, it was because of the war, because of the forced transfer there. A man with serious illnesses and broken legs was mobilized illegally. When his condition began to go downhill, they did not even give him money for treatment. They promised an insurance payment, they promised to sort it out, but they deceived him. They sent him back for treatment practically at the point of death, when there was nothing left of his health. There were already problems with his kidneys, blood pressure, the bleeding became incessant. When I called the insurance company after his death, they told me that no documents on payment were ultimately registered. Denied any assistance, the family buried him at their own expense. Anastasia concludes, no one needed him himself, his condition, his pain, his diagnosis. They only needed his body, purely for reporting purposes, just to be listed, just to be in the ranks. Just think, a disabled man was immediately given a weapon upon arrival at the front, and he couldn't even walk. On the Toretsk front, the Ukraine's 28th Mechanized Brigade destroyed 2 Russian Bukhanka vans, an armored vehicle, a truck and 2 cars used by Russian forces. The 28th Separate Mechanized Brigade, known as the Knights of the Winter Campaign, has become one of Ukraine's most effective frontline formations, playing a crucial role in holding the line around Toretsk. In this fiercely contested sector, where Russian forces are attempting to break through with waves of armored assaults and storm groups, the 28th has demonstrated a highly adaptive and lethal approach to modern warfare. The brigade's strength lies in its integration of mechanized units, drone operators, artillery, and anti-aircraft teams working in unison. Ukrainian drone crews have become a constant threat to Russian forces attempting to move equipment or infantry through exposed terrain. Convoys are regularly struck before they can reach staging areas, with FPV drones and artillery working in tandem to disrupt movement and inflict heavy losses. Recent battles have seen the 28th stop Russian tank assaults dead in their tracks, turning open roads into graveyards of scorched metal. Russia has started building fortified structures at key military air bases in an apparent effort to shield its aircraft from increasingly sophisticated Ukrainian drone attacks, according to satellite imagery analyzed by the US-based Institute for the Study of War. The imagery dated July 27th and 9th reveals an increase in defensive construction at airfields including Kalino in Russia's Kursk region and the Saki airbase in annexed Crimea. At Kalino, analysts identified 10 reinforced bunkers covered with earth, 12 uncovered concrete bunker-type shelters, and 8 structures resembling aircraft hangars. At Saki, satellite images captured 2 new concrete shelters and aircraft bunkers being built within days. The constructions followed Ukraine's covert drone campaign known as Operation Spider's Web. The June 1st operation involved using drones launched from civilian trucks deep inside Russian territory to strike high-value targets, including strategic bombers and surveillance aircraft. The Ukrainian General Staff claims at least 12 aircraft were destroyed in the strikes, including several TUM bombers and AFET airborne early warning and control planes that are valued at $3 million each. In response, Russia has relocated dozens of bombers to air bases farther from the Ukrainian border. Satellite images reviewed by Avivector, a Ukraine-based satellite intelligence agency, indicate that all Tu-160 aircraft previously stationed at the Belaya airfield in the Irkutsk region and at Olinya in the Murmansk region were relocated in early June. Justin Bronk, a senior research fellow at Britain's Royal United Services Institute, said the imagery suggests that Moscow seeks to reduce the risk of future drone attacks.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.